then you'll extinguish that during the, which is not sitting there, but during, after Joy to the World. Abby, perfect. Or even one of the kids. When it's time.
Good morning. If you could all take your seats, please, we'll get started. I'm Gregory Mason, and welcome to First Presbyterian Church for Olympia Brown Unitarian Universalist Church's service. I have some announcements to start with. There are hearing assist devices available at the back if you would like one. Please plan to stay for a congregational meeting immediately following this service to vote on selling the annex. The meeting will be held in Ehrman Hall, where we have coffee hour, so you can grab a cup of coffee before the meeting starts. And once you get in there, please check in with Brenda and me to pick up your ballot. And childcare and snacks will be available upstairs. Our Christmas Eve service will be here at 4:30 p.m. There will be no service in the morning. On Christmas Day, there will be a coffee hour on Zoom from 10 to 11 a.m. Our Sunday morning service on New Year's Eve day will be led by Reverend Dr. Tony Larson, Minister Emeritus. Please note the church office will be closed December 25th through January 2nd. Reverend Danielle will be away from December 25th through January 8th. Please help fill our food pantry to help alleviate food insecurity during this holiday season. Donations can be brought to church and left in the box at the south end on the first floor. The Eighth Principal Committee is collecting personal care items for students at Jersted Ager Home School to help them feel more comfortable while at school. I thought there was going to be a bin to put things. It's in Erman Hall. Okay. Oh, great. Thank you. There are sheets on what to bring for that collection, and the bin is in Erman Hall. I want to mention something about how we do our collection. Pretend these little walls don't exist when you pass the plate from one end to the other. One end to the other and back. Just like we used to do it in our building. 3 sections, okay? Everybody got that? Thank you to our volunteers today, our ushers, Nancy Hennessy and Christina Mondragon, and Patty Riemann for helping on Zoom during our meeting. For more information and details about these announcements, along with others and community announcements, see your weekly emails. For those joining us on YouTube, log into Zoom after the service for the congregational meeting. The link is in today's email. Coffee hour is not planned on Zoom for after the meeting.
Good morning. Welcome to Olympia Brown Unitarian Universalist Church. I am the Reverend Danielle Lindstrom. My pronouns are she, hers, and it is really good to be together this morning. In all of the beauty that is who you are, in all the identities you hold, all of who you are is welcome in our co-created and shared sacred space. Our vision for our church that we co-created at the end of last year, we are a welcoming, inclusive, intergenerational congregation rooted in love, actively committed to spiritual growth and social justice in service to our community and beyond. This morning, like most Sundays when we come together, we practice different pieces of living into this vision. And this morning, there's one in particular: to be an intergenerational community as we gather for our all-ages winter solstice service. Jules Dramilo reminds us how beautiful it is when we gather in full community. So let's take a moment to look around at those of us that are sharing this space together, turn and wave to those who are joining us online. Let's just take a look at who all is here. Good morning. Let us recognize the hearts of our whole community, from our elders to our youngest and all the ages in between. Let us embody the beauty of this whole church community, even when there may be a few more wiggles and giggles and chatter. I'm talking about you, adults. Let us remind ourselves to listen carefully. Take a moment to calm our bodies, our minds, to show up fully in this sacred hour that we will share. Let's begin by breathing peace and joy into this space with 3 breaths on your own. Peace and joy. Know that you are surrounded by love from this community where all are welcome. Our call to worship on a winter morning by Barbara Cheatham. When winter's darkness spreads across the land and cold seeps through our thickest coats, we hurry here, drawn by the warmth of faces, familiar and new, to the welcoming walls of this house. Here, for this hour, we open ourselves to new understanding, reassurance, and hope. For this is a place where truth, love, and challenge meet. We begin our service with shared ritual, lighting our chalice. We join with over 1,000 Unitarian Universalist congregations in lighting the symbol of our faith, the symbol of Unitarian Universalism. And Sage is on top of it and has lit our chalice for us. Thank you, Sage. In this small flame dwell by Jean Wallstrom, in this small flame dwell, the beacon light of lanterns guiding travelers home, the warmth of hearth fires tended through the generations, the transforming energy of furnaces, and the power and life of our sun. May these blessings, warmth and light and life-giving energy be kindled in each of us. I invite you to rise in body and spirit, join in singing Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly, a hint for what we will be doing together this morning. That is number 235 in our gray hymn book, Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly. As Unitarian Universalists, we honor and draw upon the wisdom and spirituality of our 6 sources. Among these sources are the spiritual teachings of earth-centered traditions that celebrate the sacred circle of life and instruct us to live in harmony with the rhythms of nature. To create sacred space in the pagan and earth-based traditions, we begin by casting a circle and calling upon the 4 directions. Each direction represents one of the 4 elements, the seasons of the earth, a particular aspect of our being and unique life-giving properties. As we call the directions, I invite us to open our hearts and minds to these attributes. Which direction is calling to you this morning? And we are going to light candles as we call forward our directions. Spirit of the East, season of spring, element of air, intellectual aspect of our being, place of birth and rebirth, breath of life, place of enlightenment and illumination. Grant us your creativity and intuition. Be with us now. Spirit of the South, season of summer, element of fire, the spiritual aspect of our being, place of creativity and inspiration, place of trust and innocence. Grant us your courage and your passion. Be with us now. Spirit of the West, season of autumn, element of water, emotional aspect of our being, place of reflection and introspection, place of endings and new beginnings. Grant us your love and compassion. Be with us now. Spirit of the North, season of winter, element of earth, physical aspect of our being, place of wisdom, knowledge, discernment, place of rest and peaceful slumber, home of our ancestors where dreams begin. Grant us your endurance and your strength. Be with us now. The circle called and cast, the ritual begun. I invite you to rise again in body and spirit. Join in singing hymn 387, The Earth, Water, Fire, Air. We'll sing it through 3 times. Let us now immerse ourselves in more songs, more story, more celebration.
This is The Longest Night, a solstice meditation by Andrea Hawkins Camper. The winter solstice is a time to look back upon our ancestors, gather our family and friends close, and rejoice in the return of the sun. It's a time of renewed hope and a time of resurrection. Just as Aaronrod's wheel turns and the Oak King resumes his rightful place, so must we go on. On that night, the long dark reaches its zenith, and for the briefest of moments, it will seem as if the Holly King's reign will be eternal. On the night of the longest dark, We light a gifted log of flame, remember the ancestors, and tell stories that bind us together as people. Let us gather and sing songs of our childhood, sing songs of our parents and of our children, our friends and our families. Let us gather, huddle close, and light the log of community. Let us feast and revel, and let us always remember there is always hope for the coming year. The winter solstice is December 21st, a time we understand through science, and a time of legend and cultures and religions around the world. It is the day that we experience the least amount of sunlight and the last day the Celtic neo-pagans celebrate the reign of the Holly King.
This morning we celebrate the winter season and of our renewed journey toward more light in our days due to the victory of the Oak King. In many Celtic-based traditions, there is the enduring legend of the battle between the Oak King and the Holly King. These two mighty rulers fight to rule as the wheel of the year turns each season. At the winter solstice, or Yule, the Oak King conquers the Holly King and then reigns until midsummer. Once the summer solstice arrives, the Holly King returns to do battle with the old king once more and defeats him. This day is the Holly King's day. Some traditions say that the Oak and Holly Kings represent the light and the darkness throughout the year. At the winter solstice, we mark the rebirth of the sun, or the Oak King. On this day, the light is reborn. We celebrate the renewal of the light of the coming year. Often these two entities are portrayed in familiar ways. The Holly King frequently appears as a woodsy version of Santa Claus. He dresses in red, wears a sprig of holly in his tangled hair, and is sometimes depicted driving a team of 8 horses. The Oak King is portrayed as a fertility god and occasionally appears as the Green Man or other lord of the forest.
So now, as Unitarian Universalists, let's take a moment to breathe into the story and the science, the magic, beauty, and peace of the winter solstice. This is the time of year when many religious traditions have holidays and celebrations. The theme of light runs through them all, so many are rooted in peace. This is our story of hope and peace. So most of you received a paper bag when you entered the church. Not all of you, I'm sorry, because there's so many of you here today. One item in your bag is to help decorate our evergreen tree. The other item is for later in the service, so you can open your bag and see what you have inside there. And you're going to wait for your time. Sage.
If you have white wool in your bag, would you please
Louder.
come up? If you have white wool in your bag, would you please come up to decorate our tree branches with snow, or may you pass your snow to another person to decorate it for you?
So if you have white wool in your bag, you can come up now to decorate the tree. Or you can pass it on to somebody else to decorate it for you. So come on up if you have white wool in your bag.
And while it snows on our Christmas tree, I invite us all to join in singing Winter Wonderland. The words are in your order of service.
Sage, you're going to have to talk really loud, otherwise they're not going to...
woke up and the world was white. They cried out,
Where have all the colors gone?
Little Bear had never seen such a white and wintry world before, but the wind only answered with silence. Then out of the snow came lynx. Lynx.
Here comes our lynx.
The lynx hung orange leaves on the tree to remember the warmth, glow of fall and morning sunsets of an evening sky. Next came Squirrel. They carried scarlet berries and laid them softly on the tree. They glimpsed the drops of blood against the snow.
To remind us of flowers and fruits from the forests and fields.
Blue Jay flew down with feathers held firmly on her beak.
This is all I have to give, but these blue feathers of mine are as blue as the summer sky and as the rolling waters of the river.
From deep inside the frozen forest, Mink appeared. She added velvet fur to the bear's collection.
In your bag, if you have the gifts of leaves, red beads, blue feathers, or fur, please come forward and decorate the tree with these gifts from the lynx, squirrel, blue jay, and mink. And while we're placing the directions, the choir, when we're doing the decorations, the choir will come up and sing Holly and the Ivy.
Each week, we take time to pause, to notice what is happening in our lives, in our hearts, in our minds. We take some quiet time, let our thoughts slow down, our faces soften, tension in your jaw, shoulders. Take a breath and let it out slowly. Know that whatever is true for you, sadness, loss, excitement, celebration, you are not alone. You are held securely in the arms of this spiritual community. Some of us pray, some of us meditate. Mark this time as your own as I share this winter blessing. Solstice is a time of pause. So pause, breathe, relax, rest, be at peace as your body is able. Spirit of winter rest, help us to enjoy your peace in this quiet place. Remind us to pause during this season. Grant us awareness. Keep our gratitude fresh each day. May the songs in our heart be blessings and insights to us and to others, and may compassion always shine forth from the depths of our hearts. May it be so, so may it be. If you have a bag, if you open it, you will see that there is a snowflake. If you do not have a bag, I invite you to hold out your hand and imagine the most beautiful snowflake you've ever seen, just right there in your palm. All right, we have our snowflakes. Take a moment to imagine filling that snowflake that you have in your hand or that you've imagined with as much love and blessings and care and thoughtfulness and love as you possibly can. Fill that all the way up. And then when you're ready, I invite you to share your beautiful snowflake that you've imagined, or the snowflake in your hand. I invite you to share those with people around you. Share these blessings, share this love as a reminder of the season of what we hope to hold in this time of solstice. You're welcome to wear the snowflake if you would like. Place it on one another if you would like. Share these blessings in this spirit of solstice. I see that we really shared with Sage.
No, two of them I promise.
Two of them you tell me.
Yeah.
All right.
She has the most compassion I've ever seen in one person. They have all balls to keep it for you.
Thank you. Let us continue with our story. Little Bear looked up as a raccoon came paddling softly through the snow and spread fresh green and orange shoots before him.
My offering is to remind us of the green of spring, of new life after the sleep of winter.
Reindeer moved slowly forward through the snow, with purple rocks piled high upon his back. Purple is a color that will endure forever, as purple as the mountains and rolling clouds of thunder. Goldfinch, alighted on a nearby branch, landed down with the yellow cones. On the tree she placed corn that grows all summer long in the fields beyond the forest. Arctic fox brought icicles that sparkled silver in the frosty light like raindrops in the sunlight.
The icicles sparkle through the darkness.
If you have the gifts of green pipe cleaners, purple beads, yellow beads, or icicles in your bag, come on forward and decorate the tree with these gifts from raccoon, reindeer, goldfish, and Arctic fox. While we place the decorations, we will sing "O Christmas Tree."
Little Bear and all the animals smiled as they stood gazing at the glorious tree. The colors were back! Yay! Thank you! Then out of the woods lumbered Moose, a bright golden star hung gleamingly on his neck. You got this, Lincoln.
I set this star high upon the tree. Let its light shine out to all the creatures of the forest that may gather to celebrate the glory of nature and the beauty of peace and friendship.
Let us pause for a moment and take in the beauty of our tree. Thank you to all of our animals. We have just created a symbol of our hope and return, for the return of light and life. Look at this scene. It is a special day with special people, a star and creatures of the forest. Thank you all for bringing back the colors to our tree. Thank you for your participation. And let's do one more round of applause, and you are all welcome to go back and sit down. Thank you. You want to stay? You're going to stay? All right. Just as our animal friends brought gifts in gratitude for color in the long, cold winter, We bring gifts to share in gratitude for this community that nourishes and sustains us. Just as the animals reminded themselves of all they had to share, we remind ourselves of all the goodness in our lives and practice generosity to grow our spirits and to support the work of our congregation. Each month, we partner with a local organization that is doing really phenomenal, important work in our community. And our partner for the month of December is St. Vincent de Paul of Racine. All of the money gathered will be shared with their work to help end food insecurity here in Racine County. The ushers will now come forward to gratefully receive your gifts, your generosity. Thank you for all of the ways you are making this church, this home, possible. My friends, let us gaze at our snow tree. It's so beautiful. Take the next few moments to remember the laughter, the truths that Solstice brings to us, that darkness is part of our life. Yes? Nope. That darkness is part of life, and the light and color will always return. We remember the fun we had together, how we live out our Unitarian Universalist faith together, side by side. In the darkness, in the coming light, celebrating together the many joys of our season. I invite you now to rise in body and spirit, join in singing our final hymn, Joy to the World. We'll do verses 1 and 2, number 245 in our hymn book. We will end our ritual by thanking the directions, opening the circle, and releasing them. Spirit of the earth, north. Spirit of the north, element of the earth, season of winter, aspect of body. We thank you for your grounded presence this hour. Spirit of the west, element of water, season of autumn, aspect of emotion. We thank you for your loving presence this hour. Spirit of the south, element of fire, season of summer, aspect of spirit. We thank you for your creative presence this hour. Spirit of the east, element of air, season of spring, aspect of intellect. We thank you for your illuminating presence this hour. In the coming light, may we find hope and purpose, energy and courage, and bring those to the world. We extinguish our chalice. We extinguish our chalice, but not the light of this community. That light cannot be extinguished, for it lives in each of us, reminding us that we are connected, held always in a larger love. Our worship is over. Our service begins. Go now in peace. Know that you are loved. Share that love with those you meet until we return again. Merry Yuletide and blessings to us all.